You've probably all heard of the amazing benefits of this stuff right here. But did you know you can make it on your own? You absolutely can. It is just a few simple ingredients, and it actually utilizes some scraps that you would normally just throw away. So I'm gonna walk you through the full process from start to finish. If that interests you, stick around. The process starts off with just some scraps. So you can use any kind of fruit scraps. Here I have some apple scraps. We went ahead and put a whole bunch of apples in my freezer, but I've got a very large half-gallon jar, and I'm just going to put the scraps in it. Then you're going to want to take either some filtered water or some water that has been sitting out on the counter for 24 hours. That's what I do for my sourdough bread, and it works really well, so I don't have to buy special water. But you're going to have to add some kind of sugar or sweetener to feed it. So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar, about a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. This part is not actually necessary. It just helps get the fermentation process started a little bit faster. The first week is going to be the most hands-on. So you're going to want to stir this every day to make sure that no mold starts to grow or anything like that. If you have a fermentation lid like we did with our sauerkraut, then you don't actually have to stir it every day. So that's a choice that you can make. I can link one below for you. You want to make sure that your liquid goes over your fruit so that you kind of make sure that you don't have any mold growth. Then you can either have a fermentation weight. I can link some below for you, but I actually think that you can just take a baggie with a little bit of water, and that pushes everything down. You just basically need to make sure everything is submerged underneath the liquid. Then you're going to take a breathable cloth. I just use a dish towel. You can use a cheesecloth, whatever you have, and just put a mason jar ring on it. Not the lid, but the ring. And you do want to keep this inside like a bowl like I have, because it will kind of bubble as it starts to ferment, and you don't want that mess inside your cabinets. This is going to be an update on our apple scrap vinegar. So I have not opened this in a couple weeks, and so you see all the bubbles. That's a good sign. All right, so we are going to drain this and put a new cloth on it and put it back underneath our cabinet. And then I think it's gonna sit for another 4 weeks. I'll have to look at it. I'm just going to do that because that is basically my quart. I'm just going to put my lid on it. I'm going to put it back in my cabinet for another 4 weeks. Here's my kombucha. I tell you what, guys, that apple cinnamon one is so good. You gotta try that one. Okay, guys, we are a few months later. I'll have to look at it. It might be like 6 months, but I'll put here on the screen how long it has been. But this is our apple scrap vinegar, and oh my goodness, it smells like vinegar. So I'm gonna go ahead and take today and strain this off. So I just take this fine mesh sieve here. We got the mother on top. If you look at that, that's your culture that you want to actually have for your apple cider vinegar. We have made our own apple cider vinegar. And guess what? We did it with scraps. It was apple scrap vinegar is what we ended up making this with. As you can see, here's the comparison to the store-bought one. Mine is actually a lot darker and stronger. That's okay. I ended up letting it go for like 6 months. It only got stronger. It is not bad. There's nothing wrong with it. This will last in your cabinet indefinitely. It's perfect for making some homemade dressings, just drinking in your water for a good blood sugar stabilizer. If you know anything about apple scrap vinegar and apple cider vinegar, those are really good blood sugar stabilizers. So I'm just going to bottle this up, put it in my cabinet. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, consider giving it a like. Consider following me and subscribe to my channel if you like videos like this. If you want to see how I made the kombucha, I will link that video next. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.